So the Milwaukee Bucks have been one of the best teams in the NBA, both offensively and defensively, as they stand as the second seed with a record of 48-28, with Giannis leading the charge for this team, and they can quite literally run it back at the title. They got a lot of good supporting pieces. Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, they got Serge Ibaka, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, who just came back from injury. They have a great supporting cast, and although the Bucks are good, it raises the question of if they're able to stay at this high level and if they're good enough to run it back. And today we're going to talk about if they can run it back and why they could win the championship this year. So what's up? I'm JDC. If you like the video, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. We got a Bucks video here, so if you are a Bucks fan, I'd appreciate it if you guys drop a like and press the sub button. So getting into the video, the Bucks roster is very well built as they have a good mix of both offense and defense. To start it off, we have Giannis, who is a top candidate for the MVP award. Giannis has been nothing short of amazing for this team this season, obviously being a top candidate for the MVP award, but also carrying this team to the second seed. And he's averaging around 30 points per game, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. Very impressive numbers for a power forward. And he can run any position he wants. 1 through 5, I think he could run any position, with his ability to pass the ball, his ability to, not shoot, but his ability to score and, just rebound. I think in any position he works, and he never ceases to surprise me, as in each season he always finds a way to improve, whether it be shooting or his ability to see the floor with playmaking and passing vision. His three-point shooting has also been a bonus, as it looks like his form and his shooting overall has definitely improved in the offseason. It looks like he's been working on it in the gym, and it's taking a huge bonus to this team. His shooting splits this season are 55% from the field and 30% from three. Not only does he provide on offense, but also on defense, as he's averaging around 2 blocks a game and a steal a game this season alone. So great overall stats from Giannis. He's getting it done on both ends of the floor, everywhere basically, and can be labeled as the best player in the league right now, as he's been basically the most valuable player for this Bucks team and probably in the NBA overall. And Giannis has some great supporting pieces in Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. Chris Middleton started off the season a bit rocky, but he definitely has picked it up since the All-Star break, the second half of the season. He's averaging around 20 points per game, 5 rebounds and 5 assists on 45% from the field and 38% from three. So his shooting splits have taken a huge dip since last season, but he still is maintaining a high level of scoring and a fairly high three-point percentage at 38%. So surprisingly, he is averaging a career best in assists, which is something Middleton isn't known to be. He isn't really known to be a playmaker, and this season alone, he actually is averaging a career high in assists. So great overall season from Chris Middleton so far. He's also providing some great defense, averaging a steal a game too. Overall, Chris Middleton has been a good addition for this team, and moving forward, him alongside Giannis is going to be a great duo right there. So we also got Drew Holiday, who has been a great pickup for this team. Holiday has been a great on-ball defender who plays defense at a high level, while also providing some great on-ball duties, handling the ball, playmaking, shooting the ball, even just driving. He's a good layup package, and he can use his body to bully smaller guards in the post. So Drew Holiday is averaging around 19 points per game, 5 rebounds and 7 assists on 51% from the field and 41% from three. So he's also averaging a steal a game with his elite defense, and adding Holiday alongside Giannis creates this unstoppable defense that teams are going to have a hard time playing against. They already do have a hard time playing against the Bucks. I've seen my fair share of Bucks games this season, and overall, whenever a team tries to play against this Bucks defense, it's definitely a lot more difficult than when you're playing, against like the Rockets or even like the Clippers, because with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Looking at it right now, they're going to have a tough time, getting through Giannis, Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, even Brook Lopez, who is pretty much an okay, shot blocker, nothing too amazing. He is returning from an injury, so hopefully he can get, back to his old self. But they also have some great role players in Pat Connaughton, who's been a high energy player for this team. Serge Ibaka, playing that backup center position for this team, giving them some interior defense, and Bobby Portis, who's been massive for this Bucks team in the absence of Brook Lopez. Although this team is great right now, there are some concerns. First is the problem of injuries. First we got Brook Lopez, who's been injured for most of the season, which has taken a huge blow to this team offensively and defensively, as Lopez is able to shoot from the perimeter while also being able to block shots in the post. So Brook Lopez, losing him mid-season was definitely a huge blow. He's able to shoot the three ball. If I look at his overall stats, so this season alone, 10 points per game, 4 rebounds and 0.7 assists, so nothing too amazing right there. He's only played in 9 games this season and is averaging around 42% from the field and 32% from three. So that 32% from three is going to be something important in the playoffs, since they're going to be versing teams like the Sixers with Joel Embiid and James Harden. I don't know. They're going to be an interesting team in the playoffs, the Bucks. I think they could beat most of the teams in the East. I think it just depends on injuries and overall if they're able to stay healthy. So Bobby Portis has done a great job covering for Brook Lopez this season, but there's only so much he can do, as especially now that there's Ibaka there. You know, Bobby Portis has been amazing. He definitely has a higher scoring output than Brook Lopez, but his interior defense isn't really that much better than Brook Lopez. Same thing with Serge Ibaka, getting up there in age, but does provide that shot blocking ability still. So secondly, Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday are both in their 30s, which means that their high level of play might come to a close in the near future. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to regress quickly. I'm just saying that they're not going to be able to provide as much now that they're older. They're basically in their early 30s, and moving forward, I think they're going to try building something new around Giannis with, you know, younger talent. And finally, their future, which is a good leeway. You know, Giannis is 27 and their future for this team. But aside from that, they don't really have any young players that have any star potential. You know, Jordan Nwora, he's okay, but very inconsistent. And the Bucks only have their first round pick from this year, and that's it. And the next one is going to be in 2028. So, yeah, I mean, there's not too many young pieces on this roster aside from Giannis and Jordan Nwora. That's basically it. They traded Dante DiVincenzo, who's like, 25, 26 to the Kings. So there's not too much young talent right here, so they're going to have to try getting some trades done in the offseason if Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday don't start providing at a high level anymore. Maybe if they start turning around like 33 or 34, they could look for some, you know, younger players for this team. And overall, if they don't get some young talent soon, then I think the Bucks' future is going to be in jeopardy. So overall, I think the Bucks are going to be a contender for a long time, as Coach Bud has done a great job with this team. As long as they can keep making moves and stay on top of things, I think moving forward, this is going to be a championship contending team in the long term. You know, with Giannis leading the charge and being basically a top 5 player in the NBA right now, I think they're going to be in good hands. So that's the video. I'm GDC, and I'm out. Peace.